You thought toddlers were tough? Well, this is toddlers with hormones.
Maggie Dent says what so many parents of teenagers feel.
As a parent, I fly by the seat of my pants. I really, really do.
Mum to almost 16-year-old Melody, as well as a 19-year-old son, Marianne Rom says it's a changed world for today's teens. Social media, drugs and violence topping her list of worries.
Well, the hardest thing for me, and it still continues, is knowing when to let go, knowing when to butt out.
And I get emails from people saying, I think an alien has stolen my child. And I do smile with great love because it can feel like that.
He's losing the power of rational thought.
And the use of his arms.
He's become a teenager.
A source of comic inspiration, the teen years also have negative connotations. Thinking Maggie Dent wants turned on its head.
I love teaching teens. They're gutsy and raw. There's not much that's fake about them. They are questioning and searching at a deep level, so they're incredibly easy to mould and shape in a positive way.
She says science proves sudden shifts in behaviour all come down to brain changes.
Your teen just doesn't wake up and say, how can I be revolting today? They are struggling with enormous confusion. There's a lot of stress with those changes.
The statistics are revealing. 1 in 6 16 to 24-year-olds experiences anxiety. 1 in 20 major depression. Sadly, suicide is the biggest killer of young people in Australia, claiming more lives than car crashes.
We know that today's teens are struggling.
Maggie's top tips for helping teens and their parents soon. But Marianne says what's worked for her family is getting involved in a fun way, especially around social media.
I get Melody to help me with things like Snapchat. I will never be able to keep up with them. So that's the trick, is that, bridging that gap and particularly not having them hate me.
The 3 things teens need most: love, limits, laughter.
Psychologist and father of 6 girls, Justin Coulson's one of 3 parenting experts who'll join Maggie Dent for a special masterclass on raising teens, with proceeds going to telethon.
We're going to laugh about how frustrating they are and how fantastic they are, and really explore the ins and outs of how to talk to them when times get tough.
Maggie's given us a sneak peek of her top 5 tips, starting with be informed about the changes and challenges of adolescence. Number 2, make home a safe base.
Don't, as soon as they walk in the door, check on their homework. Just sometimes make them a cup of Milo, give them a bit of a hug, tell them you love them. They'll roll their eyes and go whatever, but they need to know that they matter.
Encourage and support friendships.
Pick up your son or daughter and their friends after something and go for a long drive on the way home, because they just start talking in the car and forget you're there. You can find out a lot of information.
Crucially, she says, nurture teens' strengths and spark.
Mine always surfers. Now, that's not the sort of thing you'd think would facilitate them doing well at school. But I know there were times my boys would go to bed early on a Saturday night because I was getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning to take them and a few of their mates surfing. But also, I found that made them want to live and be happy.
And find what Maggie calls lighthouses for teens, other adults to help co-parent.
And I stepped in there for all of their mates. I could ask them to do something like, whoa, your BO's really bad, how about some deodorant? And they go, oh yeah, okay. But if Mum had said it, totally different.
Maggie says teens will push back against parents. They're biologically wired to. But by reframing our thinking, solutions can be found.
Some strategies so you can survive this amazing bumpy ride. Because one day you're going to meet your kids as adults and go, whoa, that was worth it.